Now, the merger of British Airways and Spain's Iberia is another step closer after shareholders of both companies approved the $9 billion deal. BA says it's likely to take effect at the end of January. It'll help the UK airline to expand its dominance of the lucrative transatlantic market and close the size gap with Air France, KLM and Lufthansa. Well, British Airways says that the merger will generate more than $500 million of cost savings 5 years from now. It will allow BA to add flights in Madrid and take the strain off London's Heathrow Airport, already burdened with overcapacity. The merger will also make the group more competitive with low-cost airlines. Well, in a moment, we'll hear from British Airways boss Willie Walsh, but first let's head to Madrid and speak to Iberia's chairman, Antonio Vazquez. Thank you very much indeed for joining us today, Mr. Vazquez. If I may begin by asking you whether or not this merger is sure to go ahead now. How convinced are you that this is that we're now in the closing straits?
Well, the merger is already done, bearing in mind that yesterday had been approved by the shareholder meeting of both companies. So as a matter of fact, the new company, IAG, will be listed in the stock exchange in London and in Madrid by January the 24th.
Now, what difference is this going to make to passengers? When will people begin to notice a difference from this merger?
I think it's going to be a significant difference because up to now we have a strong cooperation in the route between London and Madrid and Barcelona. We have around 30 flights taking takeoff in London, 30 flights every day, working extremely well. Right now, in a company which is going to a network company, the biggest a network is, the more advantages they're going to be for the passengers in terms of routes, in terms of frequencies, in terms of frequent travel programs, and in terms of globally a much better product in conclusion.
Now, there's been a lot of talk about further mergers and acquisitions. What's on your shopping list? What are your plans?
Well, I think it's we have been making clear since the very beginning of our project, the merger, that this company is initiating their life with the vocation of being a very active consolidator within the airline industry. So for the time being, is a bit early to define exactly what is going to be the shopping list or what's going to be the main target. Because we have first of all to focus on starting up the company and making it efficient since the very beginning and capturing the synergies. But in a short period of time, we will make up our mind and taking into consideration the regulatory environment as far as foreign investment restrictions, and so we will define a short-term target to tackle.
And will the One World Alliance partners be first on that list of short-term targets?
Well, I think the One World Alliance, the merger between BA and Iberia, is good news for the One World Alliance because, at the end of the day, it's making the alliance stronger. So I think we're getting closer by nature to our One World Alliance. But it doesn't mean that from the regulatory point of view, it's going to be much easier to pursue, any kind of corporate movement with One World Alliance or another part of the world. So we cannot define for the time being.
Do you see this idea of kind of super companies as being the way forward for the airline industry now?
I have no doubt at all, because I'm fully convinced that big part of the enormous volatility of the result and the poor result, if you take a broad context in time of the airline industry, is due to fragmentation. So it does make a lot of sense, to go ahead in consolidation. And it is exactly what is happening in Europe. At the end of the day, we have already 3 main groups, and in the United States, Southwest and Delta and Northwest and Delta and Continental United deal is a significant step ahead as well. So I think it's happening in another part of the world. So we do believe that consolidation is not the solution for the industry, but is quite an important part of the solution.
Now, through consolidation, obviously, there will be cost savings. Does that mean that there will be job losses for current Iberia staff?
Well, the good news, when we analyze the synergies in the case of the consolidation BAIB, 40% of the synergies are revenue synergies, which is a wonderful news. It's a great proportion of revenue synergies, and 60% are cost synergy, basically related to the IT, fleet, and purchasing, and so. I don't think that we could say that the driver in this merger, it is the reduction of employment, because at the end of the day, the redundancies that could arise in certain part of the corporate functions are going to be not too significant in the context of the whole cost structure of the company. So what I want to say is it's not the main driver of this merger, the reduction of headcount.
Okay, Mr. Vazquez, thank you very much indeed for joining us on Bloomberg today.